Hello, I'm Dave Harrell, editor of Match Fishing magazine, and today I've been joined in the studio by Ricky Teal from Preston Innovations, who's come along to talk about a very exciting new venture for Preston, the launch of 2 new reels. I know you've been working on this for a long time, mate.
Yeah.
I've had a little play with these this morning, and they look the business. Tell me all about them.
Well, it's something we've as a company we've been looking at, or I've been looking at now for about 3 or 4 years, visiting different factories and looking at the marketplace and what would be right, what does a Preston angler want out of a fishing reel. And we thought we could cover, you know, this side of the market, the match fishing side of the market, with just two versions, a good quality feeder reel, what people would consider like a 4,000 size, and a good quality float reel, which would be typically a 3,000 size. We've just the whole ethos behind it is that we feel that Preston Innovations' timing's right for us to enter this bit of the market, really.
When a lot of companies have sort of explored the reel market, haven't they, in the past, and probably, if I've got a criticism, when a new company's come into reels, that they've launched too many at one time, you know, right the way through all the sizes. And I think you're going to have to look at what's in our boxes.
Yeah.
I know in my box I've got a reel that big, and I've got a reel that big that covers everything I do. Yeah. You know, virtually. I think I've got a couple of huge bait runner things I use for daft fishing, but 99% of the fishing that all match anglers do would be, you know, with those
basically
sizes.
on those 2 sizes of reels.
Yeah.
And the other things that we found when we asked a lot of people about different things, they all said the same things. They don't want things that are too complicated. They want things that are quite robust and are functional. Because you do get a lot of hammer. You'll be the same. You'll throw it in the bottom of your box.
I don't use a reel case. I mean, a load of anglers. You know, you've got lovely reel case that you're going to show me in a minute. But you know, I think I'm typical of a lot of match anglers. You just tend to throw these in the bottom of the box and expect them to be perfect. And next time,
especially now on modern commercial fisheries, they're all made up in rod sleeves or whatever. Which you know, I think is now the way forward. They can be taking them in and out. Things can get bashed, and you want something that I felt you want something that's quite chunky and could take a fair bit of hammer, because you catch 100, 200 pound a carp now, which is quite common on a lot of match fishing situations. You don't want it to break down. You want good gear, and you want something that's really, really solid.
Okay, right. Take me through the key points then.
Key point 1, I think, is obviously the bit that can get damaged the first is like a bail arm. So instead of going for a really thin, bendable bail arm, we've gone for something quite solid and quite substantial. Aluminium body, right? So you can hold all the 10 ball bearings in it; they won't move. With a plastic body, whatever plastic it is, you'll always get a bit of movement. So we want something that housed it very well. Something that we've called a one-shot spool. If you look on the writing on the spool, you'll see the little tech. 150 yards of 5 or 6 pound line. Yeah. You don't need to put loads of backing on it. You don't need to do everything else. A very, very simple front drag system. You know, most anglers now, quite a lot of anglers now, play on a clutch. Yeah. We didn't see the need for having a clutch at the back. We didn't see the need for having any sort of free spool bait runner facility on it. Not for this type of.
Well, they're match fishing reels, aren't they? You know, match anglers don't do that sort of thing, do they?
They're not interested. They just don't want it to break down. They want it to last them. They want something that can take quite a lot of hammer. I mean, with these, the first samples that we got through, I fished with them back in March for a week at Whiteacres with them, and I've given them to Tommy Pickering, the 2 sizes, and he's fished with them all year, and he's not had any problems with them. I saw them back for the first time last week, and you know, they work as good as they can. Now, if somebody like him can go and catch carp on them, fishing little method feeders or splashy waggler.
And once again, that's key, isn't it? I mean, I think the great thing about Preston products is that you don't just launch something just for the sake of it.
No.
You know, it's important that, I know it's important for you, that it's right for the people that represent you.
And I think the important thing is they're very targeted as well.
Yes.
You know, I've not done hundreds of different sizes and tried. This is, I believe, if you're going to go feeder fishing and on a modern commercial fishery, that's the right size. And if you're going to fish with a float, that's the right size.
But of course, if you want to fish with heavy lines on a float, then you use that one as well.
Yeah, and just looking at it, I mean, we've done them with a double and single handle. People might say, well, why? Well, some people actually prefer that one, and some people prefer this one. And it is. There's no technical reason.
I think there's just very much a divide like that. A lot of anglers I fish with in the teams I fish in, some want double, some want single, so you've got it both.
Yeah, and I mean, one of the other things that we've done as well, which you're quite looking round, especially a lot of anglers today, there's only one. It comes only with one spur spool. You might think, well, why? You know, a lot of reels will come with 4 or 5 spur spools. I'm very much of the opinion, and everybody that I've sort of talked to about reels is you have them set up in a ready-made bag. You might have another spur spool, but for most of your fishing, you go on a commercial, your rods are already set up. You have one reel paired up with a rod, and that sort of does the job for you.
So why end up with loads of spur spools that you could end up paying for?
Just going to kick around your garage all the time. So I didn't really see the need for it.
Yeah. Mate, they look fantastic. Retail price?
$69.99.
Absolutely fine. I think these are going to sell in bundles. I think you're going to get so much demand for these. You're probably going to end up selling out straight away. I wish you well, mate, and thanks for coming along. And
not a problem. Thank you.
Can't wait to give these a try. Cheers, pal. Thank you.